Yeah, hello. This is DJ Slam with Loud FM Radio. You're tuning to Loud FM Radio, by the way. So holla at your boy. You can also go to facebook.com/Loud Radio. Definitely. Today, we have the podcasting training webinar with John Lee Dumas, who we're going to play here shortly. So I just want to give you some insights on what he's going to be talking about. From what I understand, he's going to be talking about podcasting and how to earn money by podcasting and how to advertise your podcasting to Facebook and blog it and all kind of good stuff. So stay tuned. You're going to hear a little short dead air there for a little bit while I get this ready for you. So, I want to thank you for tuning in. And you're going to hear John's voice here shortly. So you're going to hear a couple click. So let's go ahead and press this play button and see what we got with John here.
Jeremy, thanks for joining us today.
Actually,
Phoenix
he's on air.
So great place to be this time of year. You won't catch me anywhere close to Phoenix or Arizona in general during June, July, August, and early September because that is no bueno. But I will be in Scottsdale, Arizona next week for a mastermind, so I'm looking forward to that. We have Doc Kennedy coming at us from Tacoma, Washington. He's checking on in. What's up, Doc? Thanks for joining us today. We have Elizabeth Harney Sanders Park coming singing in. Oh, no. Why did I think that said singing? Signing in from the southeastern coast. Love the southeastern coast. Spent a lot of time down at Myrtle Beach on some spring breaks back in the old college days, Elizabeth. Have you ever been there? Let me know. Jackson's getting his worksheet ready. Very exciting. Love it. Rodell is from Portland, Oregon. Yay. And yeah, guys, Jackson's setting out reminding all of us that, in fact, we do have a podcast worksheet that you got when you signed up. So if you guys have that handy, could probably be a pretty big help. But, either way, you're going to get a ton of value out of this. Elizabeth, Kate is so good. Every I is dotted. Every T is crossed. You know it. Elizabeth says she can sing too. So, Elizabeth, I'm going to bring you on. No, just kidding. But love the fact that you can sing. And Rodell in the reminder email, Rodell is letting everybody know that that's where you can get the podcast worksheets that Kate spent a lot of time creating. And guys, we're up to 40 people now. We're still 13 minutes out, so welcome one and all. You should be seeing an image of myself speaking into a microphone with my arms and hair literally, as Chris Ducker would say, literally on fire. This is a live webinar. It's March 26th, and we're now 12 minutes to kickoff time. If you hover over the video, you should see a live button by the bottom left-hand corner by the volume. And if that live button, if that live word has a red circle next to it, that means that you're live. If it doesn't have a red circle next to it, just click the word live, and you will immediately be brought to live. So you can join us in the present moment. So again, guys, thank you for joining us today. We just have a lot of great people on. We are going to have a definitely packed and thriving chat room today, and I'm glad everybody that's joining us early here. We have Carl is from the Philippines. Carl, woohoo! Not sure if you know this, Carl, but just last week I was in Cebu for Tropical Think Tank. Myself, Pat Flynn, Amy Porterfield, we were flown out to the Philippines to speak at Tropical Think Tank. It was an amazing conference. Stark contrasts, but at the same time, it's a great place to visit. Amanda says, Kate, you sing and I'll play lead guitar. Elizabeth sings. I don't think Kate wants to sing. I'm pretty sure about that. Daniel Butler says, what's up, JLD? What's up, Daniel Butler in the house? Yes, Carl, I did have an amazing time in the Philippines last week. Kate got to see some pretty cool pictures, and hopefully next year she'll be making the trip out there with us. I know Chris Ducker wants her out there. And guys, on that note, I just do want to say that I'm going to be the guy on the mic here today. I'm going to be giving the presentation, but Kate Lynn Erickson, right there you can see her at Kate EO Fire. She's going to be the person that is moderating this chat room, that's answering your questions, that's taking any questions that you have, and she is going to be Skyping them to me so I can answer all of your questions. So direct any questions you have to Kate. She's going to be in here. We call her Firefingers Kate for a reason, because she can keep up with all you crazy guys. John Kenny says, hey, John, what's up, John Kenny, in the house? Where is that picture of? I can see you're on top of a mountain somewhere. Almost looks like Mount Katahdin, which is in my home state of Maine. Lovely, lovely hike for everybody. Let's see, we got Amanda says, my bad, multitasking until start, laugh out loud. As long as you stop multitasking at start, Amanda. Multitasking is a myth, and if I need to get into that, I will. Rodell says, karaoke. Well, Rodell, you better believe that I was doing some pretty serious karaoke while I was in the Philippines, because Carl can vouch. The Philippines love their karaoke, and Chris Ducker, who was born and raised in England and came over to the Philippines in the early 2000s, has since Flynn, Amy Porterfield, Greg Hickman, Gideon Showick, Chris Ducker in a room singing karaoke together. You can imagine exactly the and a couple buckets of beer that probably added to the mix. Justine Moore says, hi, what's up, Justine? Where are you coming from? Firefingers Kate, Daniel, yes, she's typing away here. We have John Kenny from something I can't pronounce, Crater Maui, so that's Hawaii. Pretty awesome stuff. Carl says, hope to meet you guys next time you come to the Philippines. Love your podcast and looking forward to this webinar. Booyah, Carl. We will be back. I can't wait to go back to the Philippines. It's just such an amazing place, beautiful, such great people. Jeremy says, golden handcuffs are on while I tune in. JV, man, I feel you. I think I would freak out, actually, if I was at my old job at John Hancock with those golden handcuffs on, listening to this podcast, because I would probably sprint out of that building really fast. So try to control yourself, my friend. Don't make any rash decisions. Amanda says, there's no such thing, only a change of focus, which actually depletes mental resources. Exactly, Amanda. See, I don't even have to get into that now, because you know there's no such thing as multitasking. I love it. Let's see, we got Tim Allen. Hey, John, Loud Radio is in the house. What's up, Tim? Thanks for joining us. And Loud Radio, guys, is in the house. Winnie Anderson says, hi. What's up, Winnie? Thank you for joining us. We have storyteller Sean from Phoenix, Arizona area, our second Phoenix guy that's come out and said, what's up? We got Justine Ward saying, I'm jealous of you guys in warm places. It's freaking cold in London, Ontario. Well, it's pretty amazing here, I have to admit, Justine. San Diego, we have about 66, 67 today. You know, not really warm, but, you know, I will say I walk outside. It's a little breezy here on the bay here, so I do have a little sweatshirt on, but very comfortable, very cozy. We have Winnie saying, dialing in from the Atlantic City region. What's up, Winnie? We just actually hosted a Fire Nation Elite gathering yesterday and had some Jersey Mike's catering here. So I know, being from Atlantic City, you know all about Jersey Mike's. We really enjoyed that, and it was cool to share it with these West Coasters out here. John Kenny says, it's pronounced Haleakala. Haleakala. John, tell me how I did on that last one. I feel like I might have nailed it. India says, hi from Israel. Excited to be on the workshop today. What's up, India from Israel? Thanks for joining us. Do you know my friend Marin Barakat? He has a amazing podcast called Inspiring Innovation, and he has it right in Israel. So he's a great guy to link up with if you're in Israel, because he's just rocking and rolling. Amanda Mock says, science! Booyah! Not sure what that's referencing, but I decided to shout it out. Well, I can answer that question, actually, Justine, about what's Kate's role at EOF. She is the content creator and community leader here at Entrepreneur on Fire. She basically, any type of written content you see pretty much has Kate's stamp of approval or she's actually made it herself. So she's obviously a huge role here at Entrepreneur on Fire, and I don't know where we'd be without her. Winnie says, at Sean from Phoenix, I miss AZ, have family in Tucson, just outside of Phoenix. Winnie, it looks like it's time for you to come back to the West Coast and hang out. John Kenny says, Jersey Mike's is fantastic. It truly is. Lauren says, hey, from New Orleans. What's up, Lauren? Thanks for taking a break from partying on Bourbon Street to join us today. Really honored and excited to have you here. And guys, we're just 5 minutes out from starting. We're going to start this webinar right on time. We have a lot of people who have emailed and said, John, I can get there right at the appointed time, right at 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Please don't start without me. So I'm going to honor the time that we put up, but right on the dot, guys. Out of respect for you and everybody, we're going to respect everybody's time here. We will be starting right on time. We got Met Night Owl. Greetings from D.C. What's up, D.C. in the house, our capital. Love it. Elizabeth says, anyone from Orange County? That's my old stomping grounds. My cousin Lance lives in Corona Del Mar, Elizabeth, and I go up to visit him every now and then. What a great area up there. We have James from Charlotte, North Carolina. What's up? Jim in the house. Elizabeth says, not OC, but LA. Pretty darn close. Daniel Butler says, Haleakula. 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 I think I'm nailing it now. Amanda Mock says, science, multitasking. Got it. Connections there. Boop. See that I was multitasking, or I was not focusing. Let's see what we got going on in the house here. Emma118, hello from cold UK and excited about the webinar. Well, we're excited to have you here, Emma. Thanks for joining us today. We have Daniel Christofferson. Love that last name, Daniel. Excited to be here from Seattle. So it's cold in the UK, but I can tell you it's probably raining in Seattle, Emma. So, one or the other, it happens. Jump Seat View says, what's up, Fire Nation? Pumped for today's workshop. What's up, Jump Seat Views? Loving it. Wow, guys, we have quite the international webinar, by the way. We have a guy from the Philippines. We have somebody from Nepal. We have London. We have Canada. Oh, and we have Syracuse, New York. Wow. Tough luck in the tournament, guys. I feel you. You never should have left the Big East, SBW Heart. But, at least you have your weather. That's the important thing. So welcome to the webinar. We're really excited to have you. Elizabeth says, love your energy, JLD. Thank you for sharing so generously. Thank you, Elizabeth. It truly is my honor and my passion to share all this because, man, is it so much fun. Yes, it truly is. And I'm actually speaking right now to you guys. I'm about to be jumping out of my apartment here in a couple hours, heading downtown San Diego for social media marketing. Diego Bay. Really, really cool. So Kate just brought up a good point, guys. Can everybody hear and see me? My arm should be on fire right now. If you're not seeing that, hit the refresh button, hit the play button on the video. You should see an image that says the podcast workshop with John Lee Dumas. I'm speaking. If there's a red circle by that live button, by the live word, that means that you are live, everything's good. If there's no red circle, that means you're not quite live yet. But if you click the word live, it'll bring you to live. It should turn on red and you'll know you're good to go. So guys, we just crossed 100 people, really excited. This webinar is filling up fast, so don't jump off here because I don't want you to not be able to get back in. Shelly just said, just landed, LOL. Let's see here. We got Emma saying she's a newbie. Emma, we love newbies. This is a great place, time, energy level to start. So just enjoy yourself. Lauren says, Kate, come on down. I was born and raised here, so looking forward to moving to the sunny beaches of Florida soon. Loving it. Air Bear says freezing in Indiana. Holla. Guys, we have 1 minute before we're going to start, so I'm going to buzz through some things. Jackson says this would be the best midnight in a long time. He's in Nepal, but he's so stoked. We have Annabelle saying she's ready to ignite. We have Nubal saying coming here from Ireland. Guys, wow, what a webinar. Such cool stuff. So international. Charleston, West Virginia says jump seat. Leonardo's from Indianapolis, Indiana. We have Elizabeth. We have Connie in the house from LA. We have Ben from Utah. Mike from Nebraska. Oh, geez. We have Chris from North Carolina. We have Eva from Sweden. We have Franny from France. Fanny. We have Fanny from France. Fanny, we're going to be in France, in Paris, actually, in just a couple months. Kate and I are flying out there May 7th. We can't wait. We've never been to Paris. We're excited. We have Connie from Rancho Cucamonga, new to SoCal from Pennsylvania. Welcome out here. We have Marin Barakat. Hey, John, I know you're ready to ignite. Hey, I was just talking about you, Marin, because we have another guy from Israel on this call right here. Booyah. You guys should connect and link up because Israel is awesome. And Naaman's from Rancho as well. Shelly's freezing in Montreal. And wow, guys, people keep just ripping and roaring in this chat room. I'm going to be back. I'm going to start the webinar right now. It is 11:01 Pacific time. I told you I was going to start right on time, so I'm going to do so. If you have any questions, hit Kate up. She is there for all the questions. She will answer any questions that you have. And any questions that are directed to me, she'll be taking down and sending to me so I can answer all of your questions live on this live webinar, March 26th, 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Kate will be taking all the questions and sending them to me. I'll be answering all of them at halftime and then again at the end. So let's start the webinar. And fellow and future podcasters, welcome to the podcast workshop. This is an image of myself. My hands and hair are on fire. This is not real. This was a graphic designer. He did this, but it's pretty cool how he took the image of the San Diego beach here. This is actually Pacific Beach, and then kind of superimposed me when I was sitting at my desk and made this cool background. But guys, welcome to the podcast workshop. I'm excited for you guys to be here. We've been chatting it up now for over 20 minutes in the chat room. I've been welcoming everybody. Such an international webinar. We have Sweden, Israel, Philippines, Nepal. I'm missing a bunch of countries that I've already said because there's so many. Thank you guys for joining us. And what is our chat going to be about today? We're going to talk about the podcast explosion. We're going to talk about how podcasting can benefit you specifically in 2014. We're going to do some podcast training here on this webinar. It's going to be some pure value. And I'm going to share with you some super hacks. Now, if you currently have a podcast, these super hacks you better be doing. And if you're not, implement them immediately. If you haven't started a podcast yet, that is awesome because you'll be able to implement these super hacks from day one, which will be huge for you. And then, of course, we're going to end with a sneak peek inside of Podcaster's Paradise. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like inside of the #1 podcasting community in the world. 750 current podcast paradisers are in. We might cross 800 today, which would be a landmark number. So we're excited, guys. Hold on tight. Let's start the ride. And I just want everybody to know, if you're here on this live webinar right now, you are in the right place if you're a beginner and looking for a one-stop shop. You're in the right place if you're an intermediate looking to grow your show from where it currently is. And you're also in the right place if you're an expert and you're looking to monetize and you're looking for more. I mean, just this webinar alone is going to give you so many ideas and inspirations. And you're also in the right place if you're just simply interested in learning what this podcasting craze is all about. Because, man, 2014 is the year of the podcast, and I'm going to tell you why. So before we do everything, I know we have Amanda. She promised that she wasn't going to be multitasking, but I'm sure she's multitasking right now. So I'm going to say Amanda, and I want to speak to everybody else in this live webinar right now. Put away your Facebook messages. Put your cell phone down. Stop checking your email. It can wait for a couple minutes, and focus. Follow one course until success. Bring your attention up to this nice orange screen with the word imagine. These next 5 minutes, these next 5 to 7 slides are going to shape the rest of your 2014 if you decide to podcast. So bear with me here. Let's get fired up because I want you to imagine. Imagine the day that your podcast hits new and noteworthy. Now, for people that currently have a podcast, you know what New and Noteworthy is. For those of you that don't currently have a podcast and or know what New and Noteworthy is, when you first launch your podcast, the first 8 weeks, iTunes gives you the biggest and best opportunity to be shown to the world in the form of being featured in New and Noteworthy. Anybody who's gotten that opportunity has seen incredible, explosive growth in their business. And for me, as this next image shows, it made me feel a good logo to launch. I didn't wait till I was a good podcaster to launch. I launched my podcast. I've had 7 iterations of that logo since I launched. But guess what? I made it to New and Noteworthy, to the top of New and Noteworthy in the business section, and it was one of the best days of my life because I looked at that and I said, Entrepreneur on Fire, that's something that I created. I had an idea. I executed on that idea, and now I'm being displayed for the world. That day, my podcast was downloaded in over 100 countries around the world. I received emails from people all around the world. Such an amazing day, and I want to share with anybody who launches a podcast, this is possible, and how would that make you feel? Imagine being asked to speak at a major conference in your niche, in your industry, what your passions are. Now, believe me, I know for a lot of you, for probably all of you, me included, that makes you feel a little bit nervous. I mean, it's the number 2 phobia in the world to speak in front of people live. I mean, that's terrifying. But what it does for your business, what it does for your confidence, what it does for you as an entrepreneur is unbelievable. So if and when that opportunity comes, and it will come, if you create the show that reaches the world in your niche, in your passion, it will come. How would that make you feel? Here's just a couple examples of conferences I've been able to speak at solely because of Entrepreneur on Fire. Upper left, social media marketing world, I'm presenting twice in the next 2 days because that's happening right now here in San Diego. Is anybody in the chat room going to social media marketing world? If you are, give Kate a shout out. I'd love to say hi. New Media Expo right there in the middle was my very first one. 2 months after I launched Entrepreneur on Fire, I got an email and said, hey, John, we're looking for somebody to speak on podcasting. Will you do it? I was like, A, how'd you hear about me? B, I'm still a bad podcaster. But C, I guess I'm freaking out. Yes, I'll do it. There's Tropical Think Tank to the far right there. I just got back from that last week. I spent 8 days in the Philippines with Pat Flynn and with Amy Porterfield and with Greg Hickman. We were presenters at this amazing conference that Chris Ducker put on. It was an unbelievable experience. Agents of Change in the middle there, I spoke at last year. I'm going to be speaking at again this year in my home state of Portland, Maine. Pat Flynn, Chris Brogan, Greg Hickman are going to be speaking at that conference. It's going to be amazing. I want you to imagine receiving an email from a life that you changed. Now, this is a slide I really want people to focus on because this is one guarantee that I will put forward to you today. If you release a podcast that you're passionate about, that you work hard at, and that you really remain consistent and you continue to add value to that industry, to that niche, to that podcast that you've created for a significant amount of time, you will start receiving emails from lives that you've changed. And I want to share with you a quick story. And this happened 6 weeks after I launched Entrepreneur on Fire. I received an email that said, Dear John, I live in a very desolate town out here in Morocco. I have to bike 10 miles one way to the nearest town with electricity, with internet connection, and I download the last 7 episodes of Entrepreneur on Fire. And then I bike back to my town, and my friends and my family come over, and they gather around the table, and they listen to those episodes of Entrepreneur on Fire. And it's so powerful, John, but I'm writing to you now, not as a listener, but as a father, because my 5, 9, and 13-year-old also listen to these podcasts. And because of you and the guests that you've brought on, they're looking at the world in a totally different way. They're seeing opportunities that they never would have even seen before, all because you're offering this podcast for free, because honestly, I couldn't afford to pay anything for it. But because you're offering this content for free, I'm able to share it with my kids, and it's making me so happy as a parent, as a father. You've changed my life, and you're definitely changing theirs. Thank you. And guys, that was at the 6-week mark when I was still an inexperienced and bad host, frankly. Luckily, I had great guests who were sharing great stories, and that just made me realize that, you know what? If I had waited to launch this podcast till I was good, I may never have touched that family. I may never have reached that family over in Morocco. So launch, guys. Launch your podcast. You have a story to tell. You have lives to change you don't even know. Entrepreneur on Fire is now downloaded in over 145 countries. And emails I get like this are coming in all the time now, and you'll get those too. And if you don't launch it, think of all the lives you won't change that you definitely could and should. Imagine becoming an authority figure and building an audience around a topic that you like. Listen, John, I'm listening to this webinar right now with golden handcuffs on. I mean, I'm picturing him in a cubicle at a job he doesn't love, working for somebody else, making somebody else really rich, while he's making a good living, the golden handcuffs. I've had them for sure. I was making 6 figures at a job I could have stayed at for life. I chose not to. But imagine becoming an authority figure and building that audience around a topic that you actually love, that you're actually passionate about. For me, it's entrepreneurship. For you, it might be fashion, it might be sports, it might be fishing or hiking. Whatever that might be, you can build an audience around that and wake up every morning knowing that you are going to serve that audience. So guys, does this excite you? I asked you to focus for just 5 to 7 slides with me, and I know a lot of you did. And for those of you that did, let Kate know if that excites you. Just say yes in the chat room. Let us know if you're fired up about some of these things, all of these things potentially happening with the launch or with the growth of your podcast. So
all right, yeah, there's a little bit of trouble going on there. Whoops, little feedback there. So, she's, or he's having a little trouble with the
launch or with the growth of your podcast.
There we are. We're having a little trouble here.
So a huge thing that holds people back.
Stay tuned.
So crazy.
We got it coming on right now.
Create a podcast?
Here's John again.
Most people just assume it's so much. There are 8 things, guys. All you need to do is record, add your intro, outro, export your MP3, which is just like saving a Word document, tag that MP3, which I'm about to show you how, upload, schedule, publish, and submit to iTunes. Those are your 8 steps. That's the complete workflow. And a lot of these words maybe you may recognize some of these words, some of them you may not. But in the next 2 minutes and 54 seconds, I'm going to show you a video tutorial that takes you through all 8 of these steps in under 3 minutes, guys, in under 3 minutes. So everybody, focus right now on this video because we're going to hit it fast and hard. This is Adobe Audition right here. This is how I record my podcast. And I'm going to show you in 3 minutes how I just created and published an entire podcast episode. Go. So I'm going to start by opening up a new track here. I'm just going to call it Podcast Workshop. I'm going to click the OK button right there. And now I'm going to record an actual, are you prepared to ignite? I'm just going to make it a pretty simple, quick podcast episode because we're talking here. I'm going to open the intro and outro that I've pre-recorded, and I'm going to insert the intro and outro into this actual podcast. So I'm going to get the actual episode out of the way, drag in the intro, drag the episode back to where it's supposed to be, drag over the outro, and then let's tighten this up a little bit because there's some space on the left and the right. So let's do a little ripple delete here in Adobe Audition to clean up that empty space that doesn't need to be there. So select that, delete, select that, delete. Now I'm going to export it. This is just like saving it in Word. I'm just exporting this MP3. Okay, exported. Now open up ID3 Editor. This is where you tag the actual podcast. So there's the podcast I saved right there. I'm opening it up, and here is how I tag it. I just enter the title, I enter the artist, and I enter the album. And then I fill in a couple more things, which I'm going to walk you through right now. And that's all you do to tag the MP3. Let's just use, in the comments, Awesome Sauce. Let's actually go ahead, hit that little gray play button to copy it over to the other side. Enable the podcast tag, and once again, write Awesome Sauce in the description. Guys, this is all under 3 minutes. In the lyrics, we're going to do woot woots. And then for picture, let's just grab the Entrepreneur on Fire 1400 by 1400 logo. And then click update, and guess what? This is tagged. That MP3 is tagged. So now I'm going to launch Libsyn, which is my media host. Now I'm going to actually publish this episode. Click the publish button. I'm going to actually upload this MP3 now that I just tagged. It's right there on my desktop, podcast workshop. Let's click on description, enter the title, and as you can see, it's already beginning to upload at the top there. So enter the title and then the description. Click on that destinations button, which is the next one. Let's choose the release date and time. I'm going to choose February 9th, 2018, because I don't want this to actually go live. Let's do 12:30 a.m. and then click publish. Guys, that is now scheduled to be released. The last step I need to do is grab the RSS feed, which is right here in the middle upper section of it. Well, first let's actually check the post. Sorry. So there's Awesome Sauce. It just shows you right there that it's scheduled to go out on the actual 9th of February. Here's the links, the embed, the edits, and again, we walk you through all this step by step. But then we're going to grab the RSS feed, which is right here. Going to copy that RSS feed, open up iTunes, click on the Submit a Podcast tab right there. Actually open that up. Click continue, and you have just, in under 3 minutes, all you fellow and future podcasters in this workshop right now, done everything it takes to create and publish and submit a podcast. It's really that easy. So guys, we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're just getting going, but I just want everybody to know that we're going to do some really fun things on this webinar. Everybody that joins Podcasters Paradise today is going to have the opportunity to win a free lifetime membership, which we're really excited about. At the end of this podcast, at the end of this webinar, we're going to be taking everybody's names who's joined Podcasters Paradise. We're going to be doing a live online raffle, and we're going to pull one name out of that raffle, and you're going to get free, instant, immediate refunds to Podcasters Paradise. We're also going to be giving away a Blue Yeti, and we're also going to be giving away a free lifetime subscription to App and Deputy Themes, which is an amazing theme for podcasters for your WordPress site. It's great. We offer in Podcasters Paradise for quite a reduced price, but we're also going to be offering it for free on this webinar to one lucky person that joins Paradise. So if you do join during this webinar, don't just join. Make sure you use the special promo code that's only good during this live webinar, which is BAY. Lowercase B-A-Y. That $300 promo goes away as soon as this live webinar is over. And again, if you do join, there's going to be a live drawing for a membership, for a Yeti mic, and for the App and Deputy theme. And we've never done this before. This is the very first time we've ever offered this on a live webinar. People that have joined us before will know this. But we have been getting so many requests for the total launch package that we decided to offer it today just to people on this live webinar. Nobody else is getting this offer. But as soon as you join Podcasters Paradise, you're going to be directed to this special page. And this page right here is going to allow you to claim the total launch package, which is a 30-minute launch strategy session with me. 30 minutes. 10 email intros to past guests that I've had, any guest that you want. A 15-second outro promo on Entrepreneur on Fire. A personal audio bumper from me for your podcast, a professional intro and outro, and logo for your podcast. Guys, we sell this for $3,500, this entire launch package. But we're offering it to 3 people today who join Podcasters Paradise for a special price. So if you join Podcasters Paradise, you're going to land on this page. If you click that total launch package and enter promo code PARADISE, you'll see the amazing price we're offering for just 3 people today. So 3 people to take advantage of that. I'm really excited to set up that call with you. And again, we've never done this before. We may never do it again because we just need to see how it works out here. If there's just too many people clamoring for it, we'll have to figure out a different strategy. But guys, let's dive into some content. And if you do want to join Podcasters Paradise, it's just that yellow button right there. Click that. Don't forget to enter the promo code BAY, B-A-Y. So guys, let me quickly share my journey through the podcasting world, through life in general, just to share with you that I didn't come from a broadcasting background. I didn't come from an internet background. I was just a country boy born in the state of Maine. I went to Providence College on a ROTC scholarship. There I am in Iraq in 2003. My previous careers, besides being an officer, I went to law school. I dropped out after a semester. I worked in corporate finance. I had those golden handcuffs. I hated it. I left. I worked in both commercial and residential real estate. Enjoyed some of it, but I just knew it wasn't for me. When I launched Entrepreneur on Fire on September 22nd, 2012, I had 0 online presence. I had no broadcasting experience. my previous careers didn't have me doing anything online, literally zero, and I had zero when I launched. But when I launched Entrepreneur on Fire on September 22nd, I did have one thing, and that was passion, and I didn't let anything dissuade me from that. In just 17 months after we launched, this is last month, guys. We're now on month 18 right now. In February of 2014, Entrepreneur on Fire generated $188,000 in income. And guys, we share all of our income reports at eofire.com/income. Kate does an amazing job writing really in-depth articles because we don't just want you as podcasters to emulate our successes, because we do want you to emulate those successes, but we also share all of our failures and our mistakes so you can avoid those, because we make so many. So don't make the same mistakes that we did, and do make the same successes that we have. I mean, that's what we do this for. So this is for you, eofire.com/income. It's a map to make your podcast viable. So is this normal? Like, was the income reports and the dollars amounts that I make, is that normal? I mean, no, absolutely not. I mean, this is not something that you can and should expect. I mean, you know, I feel really fortunate to have been so successful in such a short period of time, especially just 18 months ago, having no experience, having no online presence whatsoever. But there are people out there that are doing it every day, guys. This is possible. It is possible to make $1, $3, $5, $10,000 a month podcasting. There are a lot of people doing it, and of course, growing from there to where we're at now. Just myself and Kate, my girlfriend here. We both live in here in San Diego. We have 2 virtual assistants in the Philippines that work 40 hours a week. We're a small 4-person team, and we grossed $188,000 last month. So let's focus and let's talk about the podcasting explosion. I really want to share with you guys why podcasting is exploding and some really cool insider tips, tricks, tools, and tactics. So number one, it's free. Podcasts are free, and people love that. My friend in Morocco who emailed me at week 6 found me because it was free. I have over 500,000 downloads a month because people can consume this content every day as they drive to work, every day at the gym, and they're not paying for it. It's not adding up. It's just great, pure, free content. And every single month, guys, look at that search bar right there in iTunes. 45 million people are searching iTunes. 45 million people are searching iTunes every single month, and they're finding my podcast for my keywords. Are people finding you in iTunes for your keywords? If they're not right now, they could be, and we'll show you how. Search the word entrepreneur. Whenever you have the chance, just type entrepreneur into that search bar. You'll see that the second podcast that comes up is Entrepreneur on Fire. That sends so much organic traffic on a monthly basis to me. That's 45 million people that are using that search bar. You know, I don't have the exact numbers because iTunes doesn't share it, but you know, tens of hundreds of thousands of people potentially are searching the word entrepreneur. And how many people are being driven to that? It's an international audience, guys. I shared that in just that one day, I had over 100 countries download an episode of Entrepreneur on Fire. And now we've been downloaded in over 145 countries. I mean, there's my friend Jackson in Nepal. He made that country blue, I have no doubt. Every country you see this in blue right now, those countries have downloaded episodes of Entrepreneur on Fire. These are the stats that you'll get from Libsyn right here. The United States is the darkest blue. That's where the most downloads come from. But look at Australia, China. Look at Ireland, England. Look at South Africa, Brazil. Those are all dark blue colors. And the only countries that are white, Cuba, Central Africa, North Korea. I mean, guys, I pretty much am in every possible country in the world. And you will be too. Accurate statistics. This is why Entrepreneur on Fire generates over $40,000 every single month in sponsorship revenue alone, because I can share these accurate statistics with the potential sponsors. I can show them where my downloads are coming from, what regions, what the referrers are, what my monthly totals, my weekly totals, my episode totals. These numbers are so critical for you, the owner of a small business. And then if you're ever going to be going the sponsorship route, this is gold for sponsors, and that's why they pay a premium to podcast hosts. Guys, podcasts are on demand, and it's targeted content. I mean, look at this girl. She's in a subway right now. She could be listening to music, but you know what? Who wants to listen to the same Miley Cyrus song over and over again? Now she can listen for free to a podcast on sports, on fashion, on hiking, from an podcast host that she knows, likes, and trusts. This is going to make her commute so much more powerful because she can choose what she wants to listen to when she wants to listen to it. And it allows you to build your brand. I mean, how many people in this chat room have heard of Entrepreneur on Fire? And how many people in this chat room have heard of Entrepreneur on Fire 18 months ago? The answer to that question is 0 people have, because it didn't exist. But now, through podcasting alone, I have built my brand to be recognized in the online marketing space, in the online entrepreneurship space, in a really powerful way. And that's what podcasting will do for you in your business. It allows you to have an intimate connection, guys. This isn't just, a banner that's flashing on a website. These are people that are with you for 45 minutes a day during your podcast, while they're driving to work, while they're walking across campus, while they're exercising at the gym. You're inside their eardrums, and they're listening to you. They're captive. They're engaged. It allows you to grow an audience. This has been the most powerful thing for Entrepreneur on Fire, because once you grow an audience, there's so many different ways that you can monetize. I'm going to share with you 8 powerful ways to monetize your podcast in a little bit here. But before I do, I really want to impress upon how powerful podcasting is to growing an audience, and then what you can do once you have that audience. It allows you to connect with amazing people. I mean, look at Seth Godin, Tim Ferriss, Barbara Corcoran, Gary Vaynerchuk, Chris Brogan. Within 3 months of launching Entrepreneur on Fire, I had 45-minute conversations with every single one of these people. I mean, before I launched my podcast, there was no way I could talk to them. Who are the people in your industry that you want to talk to? Who do you look up to that's in your niche right now? If you build a platform, if you have a podcast, if you have an audience that you can take and you can put them in front of that, they will take 25, 35, 45 minutes, jump on a Skype call, and talk to you. And the relationships that you'll make from this will be unbelievable. So Entrepreneur on Fire, we had an amazing honor. We were awarded Best in iTunes 2013. And because of that, I was called up to the iTunes headquarters up there in Cupertino. Me and my buddy Lewis House both went up there together because he was asked to come up as well. And they sat us down in their headquarters, and they shared with us some really amazing things. And they asked Lewis and myself to share these statistics that they shared with us with the world. They wanted us to use our platforms, to use us as a megaphone to blast to the world that iTunes could not be more excited about podcasting. They found that it's their #1 lead generator to the iTunes store. Now, why do they love something that's free? Because being the #1 lead generator, that means that people come to iTunes every single day just to download podcasts, but guess what? Now they might go to the iTunes Music Store and buy an album. Now they might go to the bookstore and buy a book. Now they might go to iTunes University and buy a course. iTunes loves podcasting, and here are some things they share with Lewis and myself. #1, they said, guys, 2014 is the year of the podcast. We are putting so much focus on podcasting within Apple, within iTunes. We are just super excited about it. Because why? Over 575 million active subscribers are part of iTunes right now. 575 million active subscribers are in iTunes. That is almost double the population of the United States. And these are active subscribers, people who have been active within the last 30 days. And 315 million of those are mobile device users. Now, what that means to you and to me, the podcaster, is that we are never more than arm's reach away, 24 hours a day, from 315 million people. Because when's the last time you've been more than arm's reach away from your phone? Probably not very often. And one thing that really excited iTunes and why they're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on podcasting is that in the United States, okay, a first world country, only 4 out of 10 people even know what a podcast is. That excites the crap out of iTunes because they're like, 6 out of 10 people don't even know what a podcast is. And look at what these numbers are. Imagine we get 6, 7, 8 out of 10 people to know what a podcast is. Forget about it. It's our #1 lead generator to iTunes. We need to quadruple down on this. Then we made a stop, guys, at Stitcher Radio headquarters in downtown San Francisco. Lewis and I sat down with their team, and they pulled up this image, and they said, guys, this is the game changer. Stitcher Radio is going into the car dashboards of every car in 2014, 2015, and beyond. What that means for us, the podcaster, is the barriers are being crushed. They're being diminished to nothing. Now, before, people had to plug in their iPods, download the podcast, plug it into their car jack if they had one, or try to sync it up to Bluetooth. There was barriers there. Those barriers are gone now. People turn their car on. They're driving to work. They reach over and touch their dashboard. Stitcher Radio starts playing Entrepreneur on Fire or your podcast through its car speakers with no barrier. The people that are riding with them are like, what are you doing? What's Stitcher Radio? The conversation starts. 4 out of 10 becomes 5, becomes 6, becomes 7 out of 10. What a game changer. So I'm about to show you 2 super hacks that 99% of podcasters are not taking advantage of. And again, I shared this at the top, but I want to be very clear. If you're currently podcasting, if you have a podcast and you're not doing these 2 things, this video, implement it immediately. Implement these 2 things immediately. If you're not podcasting right now, awesome, because you're going to start these things from day one, and it's going to give you quite the heads up. So what these 2 hacks are the sub-headline in 3 categories. Sub-headline in 3 categories. So if you're in the chat room right now, you're typing away. I love that. I appreciate that. But guys, you're going to want to watch this video. I'm going to start it in about 5 seconds here. So bring your attention up. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to start the video, and then we're going to dive right in.
So how do you feel today about what's cracking off on John Lee Dumas' podcast?
All right, guys, here we are.
So,
let me take that nice little water break.
We really like what's cracking off here, so stay tuned. We got more coming your way.
You will soon. And this is a little screenshot, a little video starting with the top business podcast. So here we are on the iTunes store. Let's check out a James Altucher's podcast to show you what he's missing right now. The James Altucher Show has a lot of white right here. There is no sub-headline. Now check out my podcast, Entrepreneur on Fire. What am I doing with my sub-headline? Best in iTunes, featuring Tim Ferriss, Seth Godin, Gary Vaynerchuk, Pat Flynn. This is very strategic, and I'm going to share with you why. And type in Tim Ferriss into the search bar within iTunes. What comes up? Scroll to the podcast section. The very first result is Entrepreneur on Fire. That drives me so much traffic. What about Seth Godin? Let's enter Seth Godin to that search bar. And what happens in the podcasting section? Entrepreneur on Fire is the 4th result. Do you know how many people are finding me through typing in Seth Godin? It's unbelievable because this is free. And how you do it is by going to your actual Libsyn store, clicking on Destinations. Once you're in Destinations, you go to Libsyn Classic Feed. Click on Libsyn Classic Feed, and you actually go to the author and podcast owner name section. And this is the secret place that you type in the subheadline. This is why nobody has a subheadline, because people don't know where to find how to actually implement it, and it's right there. When you enter it in there, it shows up here, and that is so powerful. The summary, this is where you enter in your description, and then this is where the description actually shows up. Guys, use keywords to actually rank for what you want to rank. And the second hack, this is the secret place where you choose 3 iTunes categories. When you sign up with iTunes, they only let you choose 1 category with 1 mini subcategory. So like business and then careers under business. So that's only 1 category with 1 small subcategory. If you come here, you can choose 3 categories that you will now show up in iTunes for. You can't do this in iTunes. You can only do this here in Libsyn. You can choose 3 iTunes categories. So instead of just being in business and then in the subcategory of business and careers, I'm now in technology and education. So when people are searching those actual stores within iTunes, they're finding Entrepreneur on Fire as well. I am tripling the number of categories that I'm featured in. So those 2 super hacks, guys, putting in a sub-headline, which is how iTunes searches for keywords. If you want to rank for business coaching, for fly fishing, for knitting, for gardening, that is where you put it into the sub-headline, and you will rank for that in that search bar unbelievably well. In these 3 categories, guys, this will be a game changer for your download numbers. So let's take a deep breath, because I know that I've been going 100 miles an hour. I hope everybody's been keeping up. I know Kate's been answering questions in the chat room, but I don't want to slow down too much right yet, because we're just about to get fired back up and start with some amazing content, because What's one thing that holds so many people up? John, I would love to podcast, but what exactly do I podcast about? This is my answer, and it works so well. It's worked for hundreds of people that I've mentored, coached, and given suggestions to. Get out a piece of paper. On the left-hand side, write your passions. On the right-hand side, write your expertise, things that you're good at, things that you really are good and enjoy doing. And then bring those two together. Mold those two lists in together. Where's the overlap? Where's the passion and expertise overlie each other? That intersection. Use those topics right there and focus and come up with an aha moment. Come up with an idea that you know you're A, passionate about, and B, pretty good at as well. That's or pretty knowledgeable about as well. That's a pretty good area to start, and to start really doing thinking and some deep diving into that potential topic. And people have had more aha moments doing this actual task than any other task I've ever seen around the topic. And then people always come back to me and say, John, I had my aha moment, but guess what? Somebody else is already doing it. Somebody else is already doing that thing. And I say, that's proof of concept. That's a good thing. Now do it better. Do it different. That's what we're here today to talk about. Doing it differently. Doing it with your personality. I wasn't the first person to interview entrepreneurs. What did I do? I did it 7 days a week. I brought my own interview format and flow. Personality, and you can too. Proof of concept, somebody's already doing it. That's a good thing, guys. Defining your avatar. I could talk about this one slide for about 20 minutes, but I'm going to try to compress it down to 2 because I have a whole video tutorial on this in Podcaster's Paradise. But guys, 99% of podcasters get this wrong, myself included. For the first 3 months, I struggled with this, and because of that, Entrepreneur on Fire struggled, and I don't want you to do the same thing. Your avatar is your one perfect listener. I have people coming to me and saying, John, my avatar is between the ages of 25 and 45. He lives in North America. He drives to work. He likes to drink coffee. That's not an avatar. That's a demographic. This is an avatar. And again, it took me a while to get here, guys. But when I got here, it made all the difference in the world. My avatar is Jimmy. He's 34 years old. He has 2 kids, ages 3 to 5. He's married. He drives to work every single day by himself. His commute's 27 minutes. He gets to work. He sits in his cubicle for the next 9 hours at a job he doesn't like. He drives home. It takes 32 minutes to get home because there's a little traffic on the way home. He works out. And then he plays with his kids for about 20 minutes, has dinner, puts them to bed, and then he sits on the couch and he says, why do I spend 80% of my life doing things I don't enjoy and only 10% of my life doing what I love, which is spending time with my family, and then the other 10% sitting on this couch wondering why I don't do what I want to do in this world, and then I go to bed and I wake up and I do it all over again. That's my avatar, guys. Jimmy needs to be listening to Entrepreneur on Fire when he's driving to work, when he's driving home, when he's at the gym. I know my avatar inside and out. And if you want to see a video that I made about my avatar, eofire.com/about. I did a whole video on Jimmy. Really powerful stuff. So what does that mean now that I know my avatar? There's 1,000 forks that we as small business owners will come to in the road. If you know your avatar without a doubt, with no doubt in your mind, like I know Jimmy, when you reach those forks in the road, instead of spending all this time, energy, and effort trying to decide you, the business owner, what fork to take, you just say WWJD. What would Jimmy do? And that doesn't even become a question. You just start going left, right, left, 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 right, and you are going to be tearing through these decisions, and nothing can stop you. Podcast equipment, guys. Another thing that people let hold them back is podcasting equipment, and it shouldn't. It can't because it's so simple. All you need is a computer, microphone, and recording software. Mixer, totally optional. Let's talk about the microphone. Everybody has a free option, which is their built-in computer. The low cost is $26. You can buy it today on Amazon. It'll bring you from a 2 to a 6 audio quality-wise. You want to go up to a 7.5? Or an 8, get that Yeti USB mic. It's $100. You want to go to a 9.9? What I use is the Heil PR40. It's $300. It's a little more of an investment, but it's amazing. Any of these options, from the low cost to the medium to the high, will make you a podcaster. That's all you need. and then recording and editing your audio. Guys, if you wanted to go with the Cadillac version, which I love and have about 15 video tutorials about in Podcaster's Paradise, Adobe Audition is $20 a month, good for a Mac or a PC. I recommend it so highly. However, Audacity, free for a Mac or a PC, it works very well, and GarageBand comes free on a Mac. So again, there's low cost and free options here. And let's talk about that complete workflow. Let me buzz through it. Record your audio, edit, add intros and outros, export that MP3, tag that MP3, upload your media host, and submit your RSS feed. And you're only submitting that RSS feed one time, guys. And I showed you how to do this in under 3 minutes. Now, of course, in Podcaster's Paradise, I have a very long, detailed video tutorial on every one of these steps that takes you slowly through every one of these processes, but I wanted to show you in that 3-minute video just how quickly you can do it once you get the process. It's not hard. So now your podcast is live. This is when people freak out. They're like, okay, I went through the complete workflow. I followed John's tutorials. Like, my podcast is live, but now what? Well, we still got you covered. That's the beautiful thing. Podcaster's Paradise is about so much more than just creating your podcast, growing your podcast, and monetizing, which I'll be showing you when I give you the sneak peek. It's about so much more. We show you how to promote via social media, every social media channel. We show you how to leverage the audience of your guests, which is huge. We show you how to maximize those 8 weeks in New and Noteworthy and launch the right way. And a quick warning, guys, halftime is going to be coming up in about 7 minutes. I'm going to give you some amazing monetization tips, tools, and tactics here in the next 7 minutes, but I don't want it to creep up on you. So if you have any questions, Skype those questions to Kate right now. She's collecting them, and I'll be answering those questions in just about 7 minutes. So guys, let's talk about monetizing. Let's talk about monetizing your podcast. The number one question that I receive is, John, how do you monetize to the tune of $100,000 plus a month? I get that question multiple times a day. Luckily, I can just point most people to the income reports, but I want to do a little deeper dive for you guys here on the live webinar today. There are 8 ways that we monetize here at Entrepreneur on Fire: sponsorships, coaching, books, masterminds, joint ventures, speaking, affiliate relationships, products, and services. So the top 5 in February for us was affiliates. We generated just under 5,000. Coaching, a little over 7,000. Fire Nation Elite, we brought in 11,400, which is our membership masterminds. Sponsorships, we generated 35,000. And Podcaster's Paradise, the community that we're talking about here in about 20 minutes about how to create, grow, and monetize your podcast, was so successful in February, as it has been for the months previous and this month as well. It generated $124,000. Products and services, guys, is the way to go when you're creating your business, when you're creating your brands. I can't wait to share with you the details, the intimate details about creating products and services. It's so exciting. So guys, affiliates. If you go to my resources page, eofire.com/resources, you'll see, and this is what every small business owner should have. Every entrepreneur needs to have a resources page. I show you exactly how to create a resources page, how to reach out to affiliates, how to lock them down, how to promote affiliates in Podcaster's Paradise. But these are my favorites right here: Lead Pages, Bluehost, OptiMonster, Fizzle. These are some of the many, many resources that I recommend on my resource page because I use them, I love them, I know, like, and trust these companies, and I want my audience to know, like, and trust that they can use them as well. And when I send traffic there, when I send people that actually buy, I get a commission. You know, the people that I send, Fire Nation, they're paying the exact same price, but these companies are paying me for sending that referral traffic, and we show you how to do that. Coaching. This is something that every podcaster should have potentially at the very beginning as part of their suite of offerings. And again, we have a great tutorial about how to have a coaching program and what that should involve and how you can start promoting that. For instance, the Ignite package that I offer is $2,000 a month. I can only take 4 mentees because I do 20-minute weekly phone calls. They have reasonable email access. And I have a wait list for this coaching package because, guys, There is such a need out there for one-on-one coaching, and you as a podcast host are going to become an authority figure. You're going to have great credibility in that niche. People are going to come and look to you for coaching, for one-on-one mentoring. Have a plan in place. Check out eofire.com/mentor, and you'll see how I set my coaching page up, and you can set yours up very similar, because there needs to be some kind of offering for people, for your listeners that want more one-on-one. Fire Nation Elite, this is our membership mastermind. Guys, I was hearing from my listeners all the time, John, I want to be part of a community. I want to engage with Fire Nation more. So back in June, Kate and I launched Fire Nation Elite, a mastermind on fire. We opened the doors. We capped it at 100 members because we knew that was big enough to really impact each other's businesses, but small enough to really get to know each other and the community. But to date, we've had over 800 applications for Fire Nation Elite for just the 100 spots. There is such a demand out there, and there's only so much supply. So be that podcaster that's supplying that to fill that demand. This is an amazing way to start monetizing. We just had a great get-together yesterday here at our place in San Diego with Fire Nation Elite members who came out for Social Media Marketing World. It was a blast. Channel 6 News actually came over and interviewed a couple of them, and myself as well. It was an unbelievable time. Sponsorships, guys. This is such an amazing opportunity for podcasters because they see the engagement. They see the how captive the audience is. They know that Fire Nation knows, likes, and trusts me, just like they know that your audience knows, likes, and trusts you, the podcast host. That's why they're listening. So they want to get in front of your audience because it means so much more. We generated $35,580 in February just through sponsorships because FreshBooks, 99 Designs, LegalZoom, they wanted to get in front of Fire Nation. And I can show them the exact stats. And 99 Designs is a great example. If you go to 99designs.com/fire, you'll see an Entrepreneur on Fire landing page where you can get a $99 services for free. So 99 Designs can track their ROI, their return on investment. They know how powerful being in front of Fire Nation is, and that's why they've been sponsors for Entrepreneur on Fire for over a year now, because they continue to see that amazing ROI. In Podcasters Paradise, guys, we give you everything when it comes to sponsorships. We give you what the CPM is, that cost per melee, those 1,000 listens. We give you the email templates of how to pitch a cold sponsor, a warm sponsor. We give you the price charts and how to actually concoct how much podcast should be asking or demanding for each sponsorship. And then, of course, the contracts that we use, and we lock them down. Very important that you're doing this right, that you're coming forward in a professional manner, and we give you all the tools to do it. And, of course, Podcasters Paradise is the last income stream that I'll talk about right now. It was our biggest one in February. We did $124,000 in sales for Podcasters Paradise in the month of February alone, because creating a product and a service that your audience, podcast future and present hosts, your audience is going to tell what their struggles are, what their obstacles and challenges are. Create a product to answer that. What did I do with Podcasters Paradise? I listened to my audience, and they told me exactly what they needed. I'm going to do more of a deep dive into this in a little bit, but it's really that simple. Listen to your audience, hear their pain points, their struggles, create a product or a service to answer that, offer it to them. That's how Podcasters Paradise was born. That's how your products and services will be born. So if you don't have the answers now to what you're going to create, that's no problem. Launch a podcast, build your audience, and listen. All right, guys, let me swing back up here. Somehow I hit end. And now we're at the questions portion of it. We have reached a little past mid-time here. We're at about probably the 65 to 70% mark. And if you have any questions, Kate's going to be Skyping those questions over to me. I'm going to be answering any questions live right now that I have for you. I'm going to be just taking a sip of water real quick, coming right back at you and answering all these questions. And then we have a treat for you in the home stretch of this. We're going to be doing some really cool things. And then, of course, we're going to be taking you inside of Podcasters Paradise. And, of course, we're going to be having that live drawing for a free Podcasters Paradise lifetime membership to the lucky person who has joined us today. So I'm going to take a sip of water, get these questions, and I'll be back in about 10 seconds.
So how you like that so far? Yeah, you are tuned in to Loud FM Radio with DJ Slim. We are live web podcasting. I call it a video podcasting because it's basically a video just speaking into the mic. So holla at your boy Angela out there. If you want to contact me via Skype after this show, I can discuss some stuff with you. Holla at your boy. So yeah, he's gonna kick it here for a second, and then we're gonna go into, I guess, another section of this webinar. But yes, you wanna, for you podcasters that are new out there, you wanna make or create, sell, get out there and hustle it, man. This is the new wave right here. This is the new wave, is podcasting. I'm still getting used to the mic, so yeah, I'd still get stuck, but eventually we'll get better. And once I do, hold on tight because I'm coming out there. I do got some stuff on the works, and I definitely want to work with some people, and there's some people I'm trying to contact, and some people I want to work with, some sponsorship. But you want to stay tuned. Like I mentioned, I think it was, what is it today? I think it was my last podcast that I mentioned about the mortgage fraud, the mortgage. One is going to be called 101 Mortgage Lesson, How Not to Lose Your Home. And it's got a lot of valuable information in there that for you homeowners out there that are struggling, might want to look at a different avenue of getting money without refining, which means refinance. There's multiple ways of saving your house if you're in a debt crunch there, that you can go out there and get that money that is there waiting for you. I show you techniques, how to approach your loan servicers. So you'll want to tune in. I'm gonna put things together. I got so much. So as I was listening to an inspirational podcast, shall I say, her name is Amy Porterfield. She is so inspirational to me that it helped me create some good information that I want to give out there to you guys. Excuse me. So, yeah, I think he's back online. So we're going to go back to John Lee Dumas, and stay tuned after the show, after this webinar. I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit before ending the show. So thank you very much for tuning in to Loud FM Radio with DJ Slim. Don't forget to go like us on Facebook.com/Loud Radio. Stay tuned. Here comes John.
Will a podcast uploaded in the U.S. library be seen worldwide? Parenting abroad, absolutely. When you upload a podcast in the U.S. store, it can get seen and found in any store around the world. Go to the bottom right-hand corner of the iTunes store. So when you're in the iTunes store, scroll all the way down to the bottom. In the bottom right, you'll see a flag. You can click on that flag, and it will pop up the iTunes store, country store, and you'll see all the different countries that there are. And you can check the different countries, and you'll be in each and every one of them. Emma says, once uploaded, can podcasts be deleted? Emma, yes, they can be deleted. They can be changed. They can be fixed. You can do whatever you want to them. One thing to note, though, if you've uploaded a podcast and then somebody has downloaded a podcast, they will still remain that copy of that downloaded podcast. And I'm sure you understand what I mean. So basically, if I download something onto my computer, just you deleting it on Libsyn or in iTunes is not going to take it off of my computer as well. But for anybody that just streamed it or that hasn't downloaded it yet, that will be able to be deleted, absolutely. One more says, will you be setting a limit on how many overall people can join Podcasters Paradise? The answer to that is no, one more. There's no limit to who can join Paradise. We set this up to be the largest and most powerful podcasting community in the world. It's already there, and it's just getting better as more people join. Also, do not worry about offering a lifetime membership, meaning you still need to maintain it indefinitely. One more, I can see you're living in a life of scarcity, my friends. Change that attitude to a life of abundance. Know that there's room enough and greatness enough for us all in this world. Stop worrying about the little things and start embracing the things that you can do positive in this world. Jeremy says, John, what has been the thing that you least expected to come from podcasting? Jeremy, the thing I expected the least was the emails I got from people saying, literally, John, you have changed my life. You have changed my life in this way, X, Y, and Z. It's unbelievable, Jeremy, to receive those emails and have people come up to me live at conferences and say with tears in their eyes those very words as well. And Jeremy, you will get those people and you will get those emails as well. If you release a podcast that you're passionate about, that you are consistent with, and you deliver valuable content. Interconnected says, how do you contact people about sponsorships? Can you do it before launch if you have a celebrity talent involved? Interconnected, all of this and more awaits you in paradise. Elizabeth says, you have a very predictable formula for each interview. Why? Is that what you recommend for others? Why or why not? Elizabeth, great question. This goes back to your avatar. I created my avatar, Jimmy, and I said, what does Jimmy want to listen to? For me, Jimmy's time is very valuable. He only has 25 minutes in the morning and then 32 minutes in the evening. 27 minutes in the morning commute and 32 minutes in the evening commute, and then his workout time. Jimmy has to know that when he presses play that he's going to get value. So I wanted Jimmy to know he's going to hear about a failure, about an aha moment, about a success. That's what my avatar wanted and needed, so that's what I created. So my answer to your question is no, I don't recommend this across the board globally. I recommend you creating your avatar intimately and then creating the perfect interview flow, format, or lack thereof for that avatar. Leonard says, I'm the manager of an artist, and my podcast passion and expertise would be about marketing bands, etc. Is there a creative way to use my artist's music as the products part and have it be seamless? Seems like an indirect product. Leonard, let me kind of scroll through that again. I'm the manager of an artist, and my podcast passion and expertise would be about marketing bands. Is there a creative way to use my artist's music as a products part and have it be seamless? Seems like an indirect product. Leonard, shoot me an email about that. I'm going to have to actually kind of sit down and think about that question because there's a lot of moving parts in it, and I have to know a little bit more, and I'd be happy to answer that question. So shoot me an email, john@entrepreneuronfire.com. Jackson says, which iTunes store should I upload my podcast to? There's no iTunes store in my country. Jackson, I'd say India for you would probably be a great one because it's such a huge country. It's right next door, and that would be an amazing one because they are really becoming very first world very fast. Elizabeth says, who do you consider your most successful podcast paradise protege mentees? I mean, I have so many, which I'm really excited about. We have my man Anthony Tran, who is just here. He's actually here for the week for the social media marketing conference, World Conference, and he is just doing some amazing things with his all access marketing pass. I have Charlie Posnack, who's a baby boomer podcast, who's just doing a daily podcast and crushing it. I have Marie Grace Berg, who was featured on Channel 6 yesterday here in San Diego about her podcast, Today's Leading Women. I have Josh Denning, who just is about to launch Tropical Entrepreneur, who has some great guest lineup. So, I mean, it's just across the board. Every one of my mentees that I bring on, I make sure that they have a passion unlike any others that I've seen, and because of that, every one of them has been very successful. Brenner says, do you happen to know from Apple what their most popular podcast categories are? Comedy is their most popular podcast category, Brenner. Eva says, what if there are no podcasts in the niche I want to target and the subject I want to talk about? I'm thinking that means there is no audience. Eva, it goes back to proof of concept. It's great to see others doing what you're passionate about because that means that there is proof of concept. So that is a little bit of a concern, but at the same time, there has to be a first for somebody, so there needs to be a blue ocean, right? Well, there is a blue ocean right now, meaning nobody's there. Everybody's in a red ocean somewhere else. There was nobody doing a 7-day-a-week podcast interviewing entrepreneurs. So for me, you know, if I had said, well, nobody's doing it, I shouldn't do it either, then that would have been a huge mistake. So if you're confident and you're passionate about what you are going to create, I say go for it, Eva. Go for it. So, guys, we just have a lot of people answering a lot of questions. I'm going to dive into the rest of this interview, and then I'm going to answer all the questions below. I know we've had some more people join Podcasters Paradise. We have James Dreesen who's joined us, James in the house. And, guys, I'm going to be welcoming every single person as we go through. But let's kick back into the rest of this interview, because of this webinar. Blah, I'm so used to doing interviews. Let's kick into the rest of this webinar because I have some great stuff to share. And my number one question that I get on the products side of Entrepreneur on Fire is, John, why did you create Podcasters Paradise? And the answer to this, guys, is going to be powerful because you can utilize my thought process and my deduction and my reasoning when you're creating your product. So I listened to my audience, and you can too. So what was my audience telling me? What was Fire Nation emailing me, posting on social media? They were saying, John, how do I create a podcast, grow my audience, monetize? How do I rank higher on iTunes, get more reviews and ratings, find guests for my shows? How do I master iTunes SEO? How do I engage with other podcasters? Enter Podcasters Paradise. I took all of those pain points, all of those problems that kept coming up over and over again, and I created the #1 podcasting community in the world that's built on 3 components, 3 major pillars. Component number 1 are video tutorials. We have over 120 video tutorials on how to create, grow, and monetize your podcast, and we are adding more all the time. For beginners, step 1 to step done video tutorials, everything you need to do. For intermediates, how to grow your audience and your platform. We're talking social media, we're talking PR, we're talking everything. And then, of course, for the experts, now it's time to monetize and create not just one stream of income, but multiple streams of income, and we show you how. Component number 2 is the community aspect. We have a forum right there in Podcasters Paradise that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in a couple minutes firsthand. We also have a private Facebook group with over 400 people that are in there all the time, engaging, asking questions, answering questions, giving feedback, asking for feedback. I'm going to take you inside there as well. So these forums, guys, and the private Facebook group, what do? They allow you to engage with a community of passionate podcasters, exchange honest iTunes and Stitcher Radio reviews, which is so important for your ranking. Find perfect guests for your show. Find opportunities to be guests on other podcasts. Co-mingling, guys, has been so important in my journey. Exchange the latest tips, tools, and tactics. Get feedback for your logo, your format, your overall feel. And guys, let me tell you, people love being like, this is my logo, what do you guys think? And luckily for them, it gets torn apart because it was frankly a pretty bad logo. And I wish I had that people could have torn my logo apart when I first started, because it needed to get torn apart. But instead it just took me time to finally figure that out on my own. In Podcasters Paradise, you'll find that out in about 10 minutes. Hone your interview skills, guys. Everybody is always looking in Podcasters Paradise to do some training interviews. Hey, who wants to jump on a Skype call? I'll do a mock interview with you, then you do a mock interview with me. Let's practice. Wow, do I wish I had that opportunity. My training was on Pat Flynn, was on Amy Porterfield, was on Michael Stelzner and Michael Hyatt. That's not how you want to hone your interview skills, guys. If I had Podcasters Paradise, I would have been a lot better from the very beginning. Find potential business partners for your joint ventures. I love seeing accountability groups and people joining up together for co-podcasts and co-joint ventures. It's so fun. You can be inspired and motivated by the successes of others, because every day people are posting about their successes. We can learn so much from success and apply it to our podcast. Heck, I learn something every single day from the Podcasters Paradise Facebook group that I apply to my business. Component number 3, guys, are the monthly webinars. We have Pat Flynn in November. We had Amy Porterfield in December. We had Michael Hyatt in January. We had Lewis Howes this last month. Today's top entrepreneurs come on and they share their podcasting secrets. All these webinars are live, and they have a powerful Q&A session. We also record every single one of them, and we keep them available on the site. So I just have to ask people that are in the chat room, you guys are still buzzing away. You're getting so much from this, all that, those videos, the hacks, everything. Are you prepared for paradise? Who's prepared for paradise? Because I want to dive in right now, and I want to share with you, with everybody on this call right now, pulling back the curtains, taking you inside of paradise so you can see everything that you're about to join. Let's dive in. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a screen share, and then we'll be right in paradise. All right, guys, here we are logging into Paradise. And again, this is to create, grow, and monetize your podcast. Welcome to the Podcasters Paradise homepage. Right at the top here, we always have the Paradise announcements. We always list right at the beginning here the 5 most recently added videos, so you are never missing what we're always adding to Podcasters Paradise. And of course, the welcome video where I'm welcoming you and giving you a little orientation of the site. And then as you go across this nav bar here, you can see we have the create, grow, and monetize videos. So let's check out create first and foremost. This is where you go when you want to learn how to create your podcast from step 1 to step done. We talk about the podcast topic, avatar, niche, artwork and logo, the format of your show, equipment. We talk about the actual creation, how to record, edit, and tag your podcast. We talk about your media host, Libsyn, which just had an upgrade to Libsyn 4. I have all the video tutorials updated here. We show you your complete podcasting workflow. We share with you all the things you need to do before your launch, building your platform with Google, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook, your actual home base, your websites. Now that you're live, we show you what to do. We show you about how to help grow your audience and growth tactics using lead pages, newsletter strategies, email marketing, PR. We have the actual recording checklist, how to actually start from very first step all the way through to the very post-interview chat, best practices, all the way through, guys. We talk about conducting a topic-based podcast because not everybody's going to do an interview podcast. People are going to do topic-based podcasts as well, and we have information for you here too. And then what about after you're done that podcast and you hit the stop button? We take you step by step, these 10 steps of things you need to do right after you hit the stop button to make sure that you make the most of that beautiful recording you have just completed. Let's go into the Grow tab. Check it out, guys. We have podcast-specific tactics to grow your podcast, website tactics, networking tactics, social media tactics, specific platform tactics, PR opportunities, how to work efficiently using Evernote, schedule once. What I hope you guys are getting out of this is that this is podcasting and so much more. This is your platform. This is your social media. This is how you run your team. Monetization, guys. We talk all about monetizing, resources page, coaching, all things sponsorships, product and creation, masterminds. This monetization tab, guys, is always evolving as I'm finding new ways to monetize, and I share those with you. Let's go into the forum, guys. This forum is such an awesome place to go and post things about your actual podcast. You can introduce yourself. You can exchange honest reviews, podcasting stats, talk about creating your podcast. We have the Grow Your Podcast section. We have the Monetize Your Podcast section. And, of course, the Support and Frequently Asked Questions. The Ask John in the Community tab is a very popular one with over 540 posts. A lot of questions I get to engage with. Let's talk about this Resources tab, guys. This is everything you need resources-wise. The plugins we use, the checklist. Right here we have the email templates, the document samples, the how-tos. These email templates have templates to pitch a potential interviewee, how to say no to a guest, how to find and pitch a sponsor, how to follow up with a guest. Everything you can imagine is right here. The sample waivers is in the document samples. The contracts we use for sponsorships, they're all right here. And look, as we scroll down this main page, we have everything under media hosting, legal services, cloud backup, website hosting, website in general. We have 23 different website tutorials about WordPress for you. Designers, custom audio specialists, podcasting support, website plugins, virtual assistants, public relations. We have the interview connections, the wonderful Jessica Rose who helps you connect with the right guests. We have social media. We talk about how to monetize with accounting, shopping carts, how to actually get paid, how to take payments, your merchant accounts, screen capture tools, how you create and make products using these. Then we talk about the webinars, guys. We have these on a monthly basis, and they're all right here. These are the ones that are upcoming this very month. Here's our Lewis Howes webinar that we just conducted a few days ago. Here's our audio branding with Isabella Russell. Here's a Q&A session with me. Here's the Michael Hyatt podcast webinar. Another Q&A session with me. An Amy Porterfield webinar. Pat Flynn's webinar. An hour and 18 minutes of Pat Flynn. Just click the play button. It's waiting for you. And, of course, we have the Podcasters tab. These are all the podcasts within Podcasters Paradise broken up by sections, by actual topics. So you can find podcasts that are in your areas. You can connect with them. You can check out what's working for logos and what's working for them for ratings and reviews. It's all right here for you. There are so many, guys. Add yours here today. And, of course, we have the map section, guys. This map shows where everybody in the world is that's in Podcasters Paradise. Of course, that's opted in. This is an opt-in only. We don't just put you here unless you really ask to be placed in the Podcasters Paradise map. But this is promoting so many different meetups. It's just so much fun, guys. And you can hover over here. You can see, we have Nigel from Perth, Australia. That's so cool. Guys, this frequently asked questions tab is unbelievable. We should turn this into a podcasting book. These are all the questions that we've had in the months that we've had Podcasters Paradise open. Questions that you don't even know you have right now. If you read through these, you will get so much intel, information, and value from just this tab alone. It's unbelievable. And, of course, the Podcast Paradise private Facebook group. We have 413 members, and more people are requesting to join every day because we currently have 750 members within Podcasters Paradise, and we're letting people in on a daily basis to not overwhelm the group. We have the guidelines here, and then we just have people posting stuff. I mean, how to record using 2 tracks on Skype interview, talking about podcasting. She needs some advice. She's asking the group, and we have 14 comments of people giving her answers, and she just posted that a couple hours ago. We're doing a live Q&A. You can join right here with me. People are giving a snapshot of what's happening when they actually launch their podcast. We just, again, virtual book clubs. I mean, this podcasting group is on fire. If you have a question 24 hours a day, come here, post it. Ask a question, and then remember to give value. Answer 2 questions. Give 2 valuable feedbacks to make this the powerful group that it is. And it is such a value for any podcast to be a part of the Podcast Paradise community. So, guys, wow, I hope you enjoyed that deep dive into Podcasters Paradise. That's what it's all about. That's what we have going on. We pulled back the curtain, and now that you've seen Podcasters Paradise, let's do a price breakdown. Those video tutorials that I have, again, there's over 120. We're adding more all the time. If I was to sell those individually, they would be $37 a piece for a total of $4,400. Those monthly webinars I do with Pat Flynn, Amy Porterfield, Lewis Howes, you can't get that kind of access to these people. They would be thousands of dollars a month, and I've just put that $1,000 a month point at it as a value, way undervalued. And the same with me with my monthly Q&A sessions. It costs $2,000 a month to be mentored by me, and you're getting that as part of Podcasters Paradise. You can come once a month and ask me any questions you have. The Facebook group and the forum, absolutely priceless. I mean, that Facebook group, guys, where you can go to any point and interact, engage, ask questions, I can't even say what I would do to have had that when I launched Entrepreneur on Fire. So there's $6,440 of individual value plus the pricelessness, total pricelessness of that Facebook group and the forum for a one-time fee of $1,197. You can do 2 monthly payments of $623 or 10 monthly payments of $127. And I do want to say there's a 30-day, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee. But guys, during this live webinar, you can take $300 off. This discount goes away as soon as this live webinar is over. But during this live webinar, if you join Podcasters Paradise today, now, during this live webinar, you're going to use the offer code BAY. It's going to take $300 off. So that one-time fee of this $6,000 plus of value is $897. Those 10 monthly payments, guys, $97 a month. That ends up totaling $970. So you're paying almost $100 more over those 10 months. So we are rewarding those one-time initial $897 purchasers, but we do have that monthly payment option of $97 for 10 months, and then we do have the 2 monthly payments as well. Guys, I want to focus on this. There's a 30-day, no questions asked, 100% money back guarantee. If at any point in the next 30 days when you join today, if you're just not convinced that you want to be in Paradise anymore, or it's just not for you, or you're just not seeing the value, we're not even going to ask questions. Shoot me an email. You're going to get an immediate 100% refund. So join Paradise, guys. Get the value out of it. We're offering this no questions asked because we know the value is there tenfold, but we also want you to know no questions asked, 100% money back guarantee. It's there for you. We have less than a 4% refund rate for a reason, which is why we love offering this 30-day no questions asked, because when people do join, when they're skeptical at first, they see what a no-brainer that Facebook group is. Those webinars we're doing on a month-to-month basis, the Q&A sessions I'm doing on a month-to-month basis, the video tutorials that we're always adding and updating and keeping you relevant. So powerful. So guys, click here to join. It's that yellow button right below the video, right above the chat box. That'll take you right to the actual purchase page. Boom, it'll take you right there. Enter that code BAY, lowercase B-A-Y, for $300 off. Don't forget, everybody that joins Podcasters Paradise today is going to be in a live drawing. They're going to be in a live drawing for a free lifetime membership to Podcasters Paradise. One person that's joined Paradise today is going to get an immediate full refund, so a free lifetime membership to Podcasters Paradise. We're also going to be giving away in a separate drawing a Blue Yeti microphone. I'm speaking on it right now, guys. We're going to give it to one lucky new Podcast Paradiser. And of course, we're going to be giving away the Appendipity theme, which is a $300 value theme. We're going to be giving away for free today on this webinar. And guys, again, those of you that join Podcasters Paradise, this offer might already be gone. I'm not sure. But we're offering 3 Podcast Paradisers that have joined today to take advantage of this total launch package. This package goes away at midnight tonight or when it gets to 3, which already might have happened. But as soon as you join Paradise, you'll be taken to this page. You can listen to that video about exactly what it's about. You can see those bullet points that describes in detail what that podcast launch package is. This podcast launch package, guys, which includes a 30-minute talk with me, 10 email intros to my past guests, a 15-second outro promotion on Entrepreneur on Fire about your podcast, and the 500,000 unique downloads that we get on a monthly basis, a personal audio bumper from me for your podcast, which is just basically me saying, hey guys, this is John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire, and you're listening to the XYZ podcast. You must be prepared to ignite, or whatever copy you want to use. A professional intro and outro for your podcast. An amazing voiceover artist, Tim Page, is going to make that happen for you. He has a whole team over there. So if you want a female, a male, it's all on you. And then my favorite graphic designer is going to design the perfect podcast logo for you. 5 different designs, 5 different iterations. This guy kills it, and he does all of our designs here at Entrepreneur on Fire now. He's amazing. This is a $3,500 package when we offer it, because we only offer it in limited quantities. But today, for 3 Podcast Paradisers, using the promo code PARADISE, watch out. That $3,500 price tag is being slashed for 3 people today. I'm excited for you, and we'll be in touch as soon as this is over to set up the details about the total launch package. So guys, it's question time. It's drawing time. We're at the end of this webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today, for spending these hour and 18 minutes live on March 26th. I hope you've learned a lot. I hope you've gotten a ton of value. I can't wait to welcome everybody into Podcasters Paradise who's joined today. I can't wait to give away a free lifetime membership, a Blue Yeti microphone, an Appendipity theme, podcast theme valued at $300. I can't wait to answer questions, and I'm going to start answering questions right now. So let me take a sip of water, and I'll be right back with you.
So yeah, this is DJ Slim on Loud FM Radio. How do you feel about that? Everything working out there for you? We got some feedback here, so we must turn that down. I'll let you boy. Yeah, John Dumas is one of a kind there. So I heard his interview, and I heard a bunch of stuff that he was putting out there. So I looked him up and got going. I got hyped. I got ready to do some things. So for those of you guys out there that are not podcasters, get a mic. Go to your computer, get a mic, start talking to it, record it, go back and listen to it. I'm no pro, but I'm starting to get used to the mic. So that's what I do. I go to the microphone, and then I have Odyssey. I think he pronounced it a little bit wrong there, but I call it Odyssey. It's a software that records your voice or any recording through the mic. So what I did is I went to the microphone, started recording, found Spreaker, and so I started kind of messing here and there, playing music to see how it sounds. Got on there. It's still kind of a little rugged, but there'll be times that I get right on the ball and get hyped up. Now, I do want to mention, earlier on, I told you about the mortgage, and Angela in the chat room said her husband or boyfriend is the real estate, and that President Obama has cures for that foreclosure. But with my technique, you don't have to use that. You don't have to use that. And what I explain in my community, which I'm going to create, is going to explain everything that you can do without them and what to look for. So much love out there for you guys. I think he's taking questions, but I don't know if you guys want to hear that. I just wanted to get the most important information out there for you guys, which was how to get to create your podcast, where to go with it, how to create it, what topics you need. So if you do want to go check him out, you can go to eofire.com, or you can look John Lee Dumas on Facebook, and you can follow the links there. Go to the About. There's a link there. You can go to his website. I got inspired by an interview he did with Amy Porterfield. I was very hyped up. I got so hyped up, I started writing my own material. I'm in the works now doing that text writing. So I got some other topics that I love to speak about. I just haven't got time to sit down and put it on paper. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to, as Amy said, don't work multiple subjects, multiple businesses. Just work at one and then just take one at a time and keep going, which I'm going to follow that lead. So you should look her up. It's amyporterfield.com. She's so inspirational to her crowd and to people that hasn't met her. I've never met her. I just heard her voice through the podcast that John Lemus. It's not Lemus. It's John Lee Dumas. I keep mixing those up, but anyways, you know where I'm going with that. So yeah, go look him up on Facebook. Facebook.com/John Lee Dumas, I believe is the address. But you want to go check it out. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and close this show out for today. And don't forget to tune in on my next broadcast. I'm kind of working the date here now. Got it on my calendar, but I'm going to try to make sure I set myself to put it out there. And so you'll want to stay tuned. But for the meantime, I will do my shows. I'm slowing down here because I got so much going on. So I don't do it every day anymore. I do it sporadically throughout the week. So just stay tuned for my next one. And when I do this one-on-one mortgage lesson, it's going to hopefully explain a little bit more to you guys and I get into a little bit more details, but I want everybody to know that there's going to be a community on Facebook that you'll be able to join and follow me through all this journey. I got a whole crack load of information on the mortgage industry. I'm no real estate broker or any agent or affiliated with any real estate agent, but I do have a few friends that are loyal to me, and they know what's going on, and they know my situation. So they're very, very eager to help me, and they're so, let me say, they are so excited about this little venture that I'm about to push out there for you guys. So you guys out there that are struggling, that just want more information on the inside, because there is some crazy information that you're going to want to know on the inside that I found out that is never known to the public. It's never known to the public. Nobody knows about this stuff that I've come across. I did some research, kind of went out there and see what was cracking, and there's nobody knows of this information. It's in the back burner because these people don't want you to know about it. This is how it runs. So you'll want to tune in. You'll definitely want to tune in. And you people out there that might know the industry probably don't even know some of this information that I'm about to spew. So it's really informative. It's really great information. It's not information to get crazy with. It's information for your own sake, not something you need to go out there and show hate with it. It's nothing to that effect, but it is information that you're gonna really like. You're gonna really feel informed, and you keep it with you, and you know where you're gonna go. It will help you with your mortgage, your status with your mortgage, how to keep things in place, not out of place. Because when you signed over your house, or you signed your closing, you however long it was, of course, you hopefully that you saved those documents, because I'm gonna go over some of those documents and tell you what's going on. Okay, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. I'm not gonna give a date today, but I will say that it's coming soon. You're gonna want to stay tuned, and the title of it's gonna be 101 Mortgage Lesson. Okay, so you're gonna want to stay tuned. For all of you that are listening out there, I appreciate you tuning in. This is DJ Slim with Loud FM Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.